But in that minute, I forgave my dad for all the past. And in that 1 minute, I forgave him for the present. And then I forgave him for the future. When I went off to college, I mean, I had friends who wanted to go party and skip class and da-da. You know what I said? I don't want to go. You know why I didn't want to go? Because I didn't want to hurt that guy. And that was 1 minute. That was 1 minute of his life. Did my dad discipline me in anger after that? Sure he did. He's a human, okay? Did it make me so mad I wanted to leave home? Yeah, I did. But when I finally got over that initial anger, I remember thinking, nah, that wasn't my real dad. My real dad that was crying that day in our living room. I mean, it's just unbelievable that 1 minute could capture my heart and my relationship to him from then on. So,
Greg, we're coming up at the top of the hour, dude, and I just got to say, like, what a rich conversation, wild, all the things we've touched upon. But I just know that guys listening are really, really probably moved by this. Is there anything, before I ask my last question, is there anything we didn't touch on that you just would be like bummed if we didn't talk about?
Yeah, I was just thinking about if I could just quickly give you the three things that my dad did right. I just really were things I want to duplicate in my life. And then the two or three things that I wish my dad had done different when I was growing up. So number one, my dad was a faithful man to God, faithful to my mother. Man, what an incredible man. He read probably over 1,000 Christian books. This guy was a ferocious seeker of God, and just that drove me and motivated me to want to be like him. My dad took us on a family vacation every year, and
that's so cool.
My dad was just a different man on vacation than he was. He was a pharmaceutical rep. He was gone all the time. My dad was very smart, but when he came home, he was normally a little tired and a little bit grumpy, you know. But on family vacation, he was just a different guy. And so I know all you guys that are listening, you are busy. You're so busy, you're dizzy. But if you know that you can just take that vacation time and you can just put it all to the side. Look, I look back over my life and my dad was there. He was there a lot, but he didn't make it to every ball game. He definitely didn't make it to any of the practices, you know, that kind of thing. But that vacation made up for, I think, all of it. I don't think I missed him not being there at every single game, you know? So I just want you to know that there is something powerful about you and him spending. And I don't remember my dad spending any money on himself. He didn't play golf. He used to work all the time. He just never, it's like when he started having kids, he said, well, I guess I'm going to put all that on the shelf, you know? Spent the rest of his, I can't think of him spending money on himself. He's always spending on, I guess there's, 4 kids and not a ton of money left over. But okay. And then the things that if I could change about my dad would be this. I wish my dad had taken me to work with him. He was a farmer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was like, he'd be gone for 4 days in a row. He'd come home on Friday evening when he'd be out of town for those Monday, Tuesday, right? But he could have, during the summer, he could have taken me with him. I could have had breakfast with him, lunch with him. Of course, we only had 4 kids. We very seldom, I can't even remember maybe 1 or 2 times that I actually went and just did something with Dad. Because when he had time, he had to get us all together. You know what it's like, Ned?
Yeah. The one-on-one. I think that's really okay. That's good.
And then I would have seen him in a business environment. I never saw my dad. He talked to doctors and surgeons, and he went around. He could have dressed me up like him. I think if he had put a suit on me, looked like his suit, I could have. Those guys have said, "Hey, you need to buy some drugs for my dad." I think I sell some extra. And then. I wished he had, they did this survey among teenagers, said if you could change 2 things about your dad, what would that be? They said if he just wouldn't get so angry, and then if he would just admit when he was wrong. And so again, that would be 2 things that I wished my dad had done more growing. I just wouldn't have gotten so angry because it really hurt. when he did. And then the final thing is that my parents went to this church conference, and in the conference they said, if you've hurt someone, I want you to list their name and then go back and ask them to forgive you if you've never asked them to forgive you. So my parents went to the conference. They came home, got us all in a huddle in the living room. I was about 10 years old. My sister was 11. My two younger brothers, 8 and 6. And my dad started crying, and he said, I want to ask you kids to forgive me for the times that I've disciplined you in anger. I've hurt you. I was overbearing when I yelled at your mom in your presence, and on and on. And he just, man, he was crying. I thought, I was going, yes, Dad, I forgive you. Please just quit crying, because if Dad's crying, something bad's wrong, right? And so, but in that minute, I forgave my dad for all the past. And in that 1 minute, I forgave him for the present, and then I forgave him for the future. When I went off to college, I mean, I had friends who wanted to go party and skip class and da-da. You know what I said? I don't want to go. You know why I didn't want to go? Because I didn't want to hurt that guy that was bawling that day in our living room. And that was 1 minute. That was 1 minute of his life. And I tied the rest of my relationship to him to that 1 minute.
Wow.
Did my dad discipline me in anger after that? Sure he did. He's a human, okay?
Yeah.
He'd make me so mad I wanted to leave home. Yeah, I did. But when I finally got over that initial anger, I remember thinking, nah, that wasn't my real dad. My real dad that was crying that day in our living room. I mean, it's just unbelievable that 1 minute could capture my heart and my relationship to him from then on. So